I grew up with homeopathy all around me. My father, Misha Norland, is one of the best known homeopaths in the UK. And when I was very young, I had eczema, and he treated it successfully with homeopathy. He then went on to open the School of Homeopathy, which I'm now principal at, and I run that school now. Homeopathy is a system of natural medicine. It's evidence-based medicine, and it works on the principles of like cures like. It works in line with the laws of nature, with your immune system to bring about cure. Conventional medicine tends to be much more symptom-led. So you would go to see your doctor because you have a rash on your arm, and then the doctor would maybe prescribe a steroid cream that you would put on that rash. A homeopath would want to understand why you got the rash. What was the stress on the organism that caused the rash? And they would look to understand what that was and then bring the healing about from the inside out, thereby helping the rash from the inside. Almost anything you take to your GP, you can take to a homeopath. So yes, of course it can deal with the aches and pains and the bumps and bruises and the diarrhea, the coughs, the colds, the flu, the small child diseases. But actually it works with much more serious disease as well. We don't see so much of that here in the UK, but abroad you see a lot of that. But where homeopathy has really earned its laurels in the UK, if you like, is through mental and emotional disease. So perhaps things that conventional medicine, modern medicine really struggles with. Like you don't want to be put on antidepressants, nobody does, but there's a lot of mental and emotional disease around. And that's where homeopathy really is good for those types of ailments, as well as the bigger physical ailments as well. In the UK, there are a handful of critics, skeptics, that seem to have made it their business to criticise homeopathy. And they are very vocal and very good at getting headlines. And homeopaths aren't in the business of marketing and communicating and PR. Homeopaths are in the business of patient care and health. And so we have not been fantastic at responding to these criticisms. And it's something that we have to get better at. But unfortunately, it does feel like a bit of a distraction because it's taking you away from the important work of looking after patients. And the things that we get criticised on most of all are the ultra dilutions in homeopathy. And these are hard to understand because science doesn't understand ultra dilutions. But then science doesn't understand a lot of the natural world that we see about us. In fact, there's a chart that the British Medical Association produces every year, and the most recent chart shows that 51% of drugs given out on the NHS have a no known effectiveness. 51%. So to say that we don't fully understand homeopathy, we don't fully understand most of the drugs that we're using with conventional medicine. So I think there is a place to educate and to bring people up to speed with what homeopathy is and how it works. But what we do know about homeopathy is that it does work because we see the results. We see people getting better. And not just one or two, we see millions of people getting better around the world all the time.